Dating is overrated. Why should we date? I don't feel like we should.
You want to date?
I don't want to date no more, honestly.
You're not dating. You with me forever.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Justin.
And I'm Chelsey. Don't forget to subscribe and join our family.
The mission of our channel is to inspire, encourage, and inform you on how to be the best version of yourself.
So today we're going to talk about why dating is overrated. So, why is dating overrated? Why don't you explain to the people?
So I think dating, I think it's overrated, and I say that because many people, they're dating multiple people. They're not always honest. And for me personally, I don't like wasting my time and I don't like wasting my money. And, it's an expectation for a man, particularly in today's society. When you take a woman out on a date, you pay the bill, and, they want these expectations that, in order to get some type of, to have an expectation, you should have a certain level of investment in a person. And in dating, I don't think there's a lot of investment that most people have. We're just trying to find somebody that makes me feel good, makes me happy, and we're just wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of our energy, and a lot of us are emotionally vulnerable when we date. And being emotionally vulnerable, it's an issue because if you are emotionally vulnerable, you are susceptible to getting hurt. And if you're hurt and if you're, carrying these scars and these wounds that you get that happen in one relationship and one dating situation, you're prone to carry those things into the next relationship. And that next guy or that future guy who actually is purposed for you, he might have to deal with some things and a broken person. And you could have avoided being a broken person had you not been through some of the things you've gone through. Now, it's not to say if you've been broken, if you've been hurt, that you should give up. There's a man that's out there, there's a woman that's out there that's for you, who should love you, who should be willing to make the sacrifice to help you, whether you have trust issues, whether you have scars. But at the end of the day, I just think dating requires a lot of people to just put themselves out on the line, and they give much more of themselves than they should. And I think when you are willing to give of yourself, it should be a very exclusive relationship that has intention for a very long-lasting future. Why do you think dating is overrated?
I agree that it's just a waste of time, and if your intent isn't marriage, because then it's like, why are you dating them? Why are you with them? Just to get an emotional high, just to have sex? I think it also goes down to knowing your worth and knowing how valuable
Let's talk about that.
you are. So when it comes with your body is very sacred, and you need to, I think it starts with loving yourself. Mm-hmm. You need to love your body, love who you are. And not everybody deserves your body. Even though you want to have a good time, you want to get that quick feeling, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But your body is valuable, it's worth something. And you can't just throw it away to somebody that is just a one-night stand you may not see ever again. It's important to just know who you want, the type of person you want, and it's important to know who can work with you and be aligned with the things that you want to do in your life.
One of the most impressive things that Chelsey did, and she showed me this was, I believe, in 2017, Chelsey in a journal, as she's an author, she writes, she literally wrote verbatim the type of guy to the T that she wanted. And she clearly wanted Jesus, but she wrote the type of guy, like the specific attributes of who that guy was. And coincidentally, I aligned quite well, not perfectly. And that's another thing too. Do not look for perfection, because shorty, if you look in the mirror, you ain't perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. We all have flaws, we all have baggage, we all have a past. So let's be a little realistic in this thing. But write down or think about who you want for your future, and do not compromise until you want it. And this is for the Christians out there. If you believe God, and if you believe and you understand God, that He loves you and He chose you and He has your destiny all planned out perfectly for you, you will not give of yourself to people who are not meeting your standards. Many of us are giving of ourselves to people who are not meeting our standards because we just out here like not thinking we can get nothing else. And I was one person, I'm gonna be honest. I at one point in time wanted to relocate, and not for a relationship purpose, but I had been in Atlanta for quite a bit of time, and I dated a bit here, and I didn't think I was gonna find my wife here. I literally didn't. I was just like, I'm kind of over it. Then some little, lady came from New Jersey, but it's so good. But no, like I wasn't going to compromise. Like I was like, yo, if I gotta relocate to Chicago, start my career over, and and I was, in a place where I was thinking about transitioning in my career. I was willing to wait until that time happened.
But the power of a woman made him stay.
You're so annoying.
Ladies, we got power. We got power. Just remember, we got power. When it comes with writing down your list, first, definitely pray about it. Ask God what He wants for you, because He knows the man or the woman that He has for you, and He wants to give you the best. So just ask Him like what type of thing that you should be looking for. And I just really encourage you, don't be so picky, because I know there's times that we want, like ladies, we want it exact to the T. We want like 6 foot man with 6 figures, this. We want it in detail, and if we don't see it and he has one thing that's not correct on the list, we will like push him aside, where he may be the one that's for us, that God intentionally wants us to be with. Like for example, one of the things I wanted, because on my list I said I wanted somebody that was a different culture. I wanted a white man. I got myself a black man. Okay, fine. I wanted somebody that could sing.
I don't need auto-tune, but a brother can't sing.
He can't sing.
Nah, I ain't even gonna try.
But
I
I
got a
did.
good voice, though. No, okay.
But I did look on my list, and he had everything else except for the singing. So just looking at the main things.
Mostly everything else.
Mostly, yeah, because
Anyway, let's keep going.
So I think just put down your non-negotiables. Put things that you just like, no,
That's
I definitely do not want somebody that is a smoker, or I definitely do not want somebody that is not a Christian or saved, or I put down your non-negotiables, so then when you do see and they say something that's not aligned, then you know that they ain't the one.
So I want to say, back to the prayer thing, like I think a lot of women typically do this. Brothers out there, like, please do not neglect prayer. I prayed, honestly. And like Chelsey, a lot of us, we have these lofty, ambitious goals of what we want in a significant other. And, it's so unfortunate because so many people can overlook a gem. So many people can overlook something that is so special. And to Chelsey's point, so first, make sure you pray, because literally as soon as I started praying and designing the woman in my spiritual mind, things started to literally happen. But beyond that, Chelsey mentioned, you write down the non-negotiables, and I do agree, but here's the caveat to that. Understand that we are going through a process in life. There is no perfect person. We are all on a journey, hence the Journey channel, and you most importantly want to ensure that you have someone who is teachable, someone who is pliable. If your person's significant other just does not care, like, oh, I'm a smoke, this is just what I do, this is who I am, like I don't dress up, that's just like what I do, then that's a little different. But if, he has a few habits that you don't love, or if she isn't necessarily, doing certain things the way you like, see if she's teachable. See if he's teachable. See if they are actually, considerate of your feelings. That's who you want to be with, because as you evolve in your relationship, there will be new habits that will form. There will be new things that you see that you don't like. And you won't ever have that non-negotiable list always checked to the T. So just make sure that the person is like, considerate enough and passionate enough about you and first God so that they can change and move in the right direction to be the person that you need them to be.
Don't expect the person to eventually change in marriage. Don't think like once you get the ring, that person's just going to change. Make sure you make it evident on the things that you don't agree with. Like if the person is doing something that is not aligned with your non-negotiables, make it known. And then then they'll know like, okay, well, I want to be with you, so therefore I'm going to have to change.
Your man can't read your mind.
Exactly. So don't just assume that once you put a ring on it, that all of a sudden they're gonna keep to their ways if you don't bring it up and make it known. So that's why being intentional when it comes with dating, or being intentional when it comes with courtship, it's you are asking these questions. You're making it known what this is what I do, this is what I don't want, and it's not in a judgmental sense. It's a sense that I want somebody to walk life with, and I don't want to be miserable with that person.
Nice.
And you want to be happy. You want to live the best life. Marriage is supposed to be something beautiful, and when you do go through struggles, you guys don't want to be falling apart. You want to be strong and walking together in whatever you're going through. Because although things will happen, but you don't want to have to go through marriage and struggle because you found out something that happened last year, and this happened and that happened, and then it's a hot mess.
So I think Chelsey has ushered us to the point of why dating is overrated. Because courtship is something that is so much more powerful than dating. So courtship, like Chelsey said, it's super, super intentional. And a lot of emotion should not be involved. When sex is not in the picture, when the L word is not the focus of the relationship, you can really learn a person, understand a person, and either agree to disagree or agree to not agree to disagree, but agree to say, you know what, this is actually something that's going to work, or decide to say, this is actually not what's going to work for me. And you know, it was nice getting to know you. You're a great woman.
We can be friends.
We can be friends, or not. Because I told Chelsey, like, if this don't work, we ain't gonna be friends. Like, I'm gonna hit you up. But yeah, like it literally will just allow you to alleviate so many of those just tumultuous situations that come with dating. So
and emotional
you don't
have
things.
To deal with the emotional aspect when you were courting a person. Because one thing that I had questions down ready to ask him, and I wasn't playing games because I'm not gonna waste my time. So I need to know if you're compatible, and he needs to also be like, we both need to be compatible with each other. So that goes on not just like an emotional thing, or if we have similar personalities or career. It's also like our journey in life. If you are planning to travel the world for the rest of your life and this person doesn't want to, hates traveling, how are you guys gonna work together? So you have to like ask these questions, like, do you guys want kids? Do you not want kids? Because that can be a big fight. Or, you know, finances, like things just have to be like addressed, and you constantly begin to know each other, and you can know from the beginning if that's not gonna work, if you're not gonna move forward, and you can end it there without having an emotional attachment or anything else involved.
Long story short, if you look at statistics or just look around, it might be your parents, might be your loved ones, and your family members, or people you just know. A lot of married people are just not happy. I got to the point where I honestly was reconsidering marriage. I thought, like, honestly, it may not be for me, because my peace is super important to me, and I am a man who has immense peace, and I actually like myself, and I'm cool. So I don't want it. Like, I ain't trying to be stressed out. I know they say it's cheaper to keep it, but I ain't trying to like go through all the little crazy stuff and be cheating and this and that. I don't want it. Let's just look around the people. Look around and you will see that so many marriages are unhappy. Please do not let that be you. We ain't gonna let that be us. We ain't got time. Like, we gonna love each other. We gonna sacrifice for each other. We gonna compromise for each other. And we learned that during the courting phase. We learned that because we were honest. I was more honest than Chelsey probably wanted me to be. Honest to the point where it's like, you ask a question, I'm gonna be real with you. And if these answers are making you feel that I am not the right guy for you, let me know now before I invest my time, my money, and my body eventually.
So I think overall, the primary focus in regards to dating, that it is definitely overrated if you're not being intentional. And remember that overall purpose of dating and courtship is to be married with somebody, to spend a life with that person. And just remember that requires sacrifice and being selfless. So if you aren't ready to give yourself to someone, to be selfless, just live your best life. Just be single. It's fine. It's okay. You want to focus on yourself, go ahead. But if you really want to be with somebody, prepare your heart to be selfless. Prepare your heart to serve that person. Legit. And that's why dating is intentional, because you don't want to just selflessly give everything to that person and then it not even work out. So be intentional. When it comes to a courtship, you don't have to give your emotions until you know that person can be a part of your journey. Treasure who you are, so then one day you'll find that amazing person that you can spend the rest of your life with and actually be happy, and not be in a marriage and be alone, but actually be with somebody that you want, that you are madly in love with and willing to sacrifice it all to that person and become one with that person.
So it's the first week in February. This is the love month. You know, we want you guys, if you're dating, take an inventory of who you're talking to or whom's you're talking to, and just make sure that these people are worth your time. Make sure that they're worth, fellas, make sure she's worth your money. Make sure that they're worth your body. And if they're not, you know,
cut them off.
Snip, snip.
Just say, I'm sorry, but I love myself.
And if you've made decisions to, you know, do what you do and live your best life, we ain't judge you, right? We got our own things that we working through. But let this be a fresh month to like really start focusing on things that are going to help you in your future. And it might require some isolation, right? Don't focus on, oh, I ain't got nobody for Valentine's Day. Screw Valentine's Day. Focus on yourself, loving yourself, and prioritizing what you want in a man, what you want in a woman, so that you can be with someone who's really worth your time, your money,
your love, and your body. Thank you, Jesus.
So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Justin.
And I'm Chelsey.
We love you.